So you guys want to know how practical it is to daily drive and own a 26-year-old motorcycle. Well, to be honest, it probably wouldn't be that practical unless you freshen up the bike and replace a lot of those old components and parts and give it a tune-up, and you'll most likely have a decent, reliable commuter like I have here. As you just saw, it started up real easily. No problem starting out, but it took me a minute to get to this point. I bought this thing for $800. I put about, let's say, like $400 worth of parts into it. I put a few hours into it to get it to this point. I cleaned the gas tanks. I replaced all the fuel lines. I had to change the fuel pump because it stopped working. I had to replace the starter because even with a new battery that I bought for it, it barely cranked over. Well, once I replaced the starter, she started cranking up pretty much on the first try, like you just seen. I had to remove the carburetors and pretty much rebuild the whole thing with a rebuild kit that I bought. It wasn't too expensive. It was like $30 for the rebuild kit, and yeah, a lot of rubbers in the carburetor were brittle, just like the fuel lines, and all the jets were clogged, so I had to unclog them and clean out the car. But once I cleaned it out, gas went through real easily. What else did I do? I had to change the spark plugs, and I took out the headlight and the turn signals front and rear and replaced them with LED. It's very bright, as you see. Cars have no problem seeing me, I'm pretty sure. I didn't think the stock buckhorn style handlebars on them were very comfortable, so I didn't want to buy new cables because I honestly don't know where to get cables for this thing, or extended cables, but I'm sure you can. I've seen other people running like 12-inch apes and 14-inch apes and stuff like that, but I couldn't find any cables, so I just stuck with a 10-inch mini apes because that's the biggest ape hanger that the stock cables and wiring would accommodate. And yeah, as you see, I have the bar end mirrors. I removed the stock ones which came up on top, and I also flushed the front brake fluid and replaced the reservoir because the original mirror, which I broke, got seized onto the old reservoir housing, so I just was like, whatever, I'll replace it. It was only like $20 for the new reservoir anyways, so I did that. And yeah, as you see, it's very comfortable. Look how I'm sitting on it. There's floorboards on this thing, so my feet have a lot of space to move around. The mini apes are super comfortable. They sit like right below my shoulders. I could have went a little higher, but like I said, I couldn't put it with the stock cablings and stuff. And I put new rubber wheels on it, obviously, because the old ones were super brittle. Yeah, this thing is nice, man. I'm telling you, it's a great commuter. If I needed a commuter really bad, I would just pick up a Japanese cruiser on Marketplace or something, because people are just like pretty much giving them away. You can find one for like under $1,000 easily, because they're not really worth that much in the market. There's a lot of them, so it's a buyer's market. So I would just pick one up and pretty much refresh it, change a lot of components out on it, just so you can make it reliable. And with new parts on these things, man, you can have a decent commuter. I'm telling you, this thing gets like almost 50 miles per gallon, and it looks great for 800 bucks. I mean, you can't really complain. Look at it. I get a lot of compliments on it, and people can't believe I bought this thing for 800 bucks. Yeah, you see me here. I'm at the marina, just riding around so you guys can see. And yeah, it's a great commuter, and it's actually way better than my old Ruckus, my 150cc Chuckus. I mean, it was a Chinese Ruckus. This thing is heavier. It's not as nimble, but the heaviness it makes up for it because it's so stable. When I'm going like 50 plus miles an hour on it, 55, it's so stable, way more stable than those light scooters. Those scooters aren't even meant to be going that fast, especially the light ones. They're just too unstable at high speeds. Not unstable, but they shake a lot, and the lightness is not that good for high speeds. So the weight of this thing is actually a good thing. This thing's probably like 400 plus pounds, and I think it would make a great beginner bike, one of these. It's very forgiving, and yeah, you're not really breaking speed limits on this thing. I mean, you can, but it's you gotta rev it up there and go through the gears real fast to be breaking speed limits. But yeah, no, I've been driving it for a week, riding it for a week, to and from work, running errands around town, around the city, and yeah, no complaints at all. If you guys get a chance to get something like this, I definitely recommend it. And this is easily one of the cheapest, most budget ways to get a commuter vehicle. Yeah, if I really needed a vehicle, which I don't, I mean, I have other cars and stuff, but if I was desperate for a vehicle, I would just scoop up one of these Yamahas or Honda Rebels for like $1,000 or less, and then, like I said, freshen it up and get it ready. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the ride. Thanks.